What if the next huge leap in AI isn't some far-off dream, but it's actually set to happen in 2026? Today, we're going to break down a pretty wild prediction that a handful of powerful technologies are about to collide and potentially change our world in ways we are just beginning to wrap our heads around.
So you got to ask, why 2026, right? What makes this year so special compared to all the other crazy tech predictions we've heard over the years? Well, the entire argument really boils down to this powerful idea and how technology evolves.
And this is the core idea we're diving into. The claim isn't just that AI is going to get a little bit better. Nope, it's that it will hit a level of success that could honestly catch almost everyone completely off guard. So, what's fueling such a bold forecast? It all comes down to one key concept. And that concept is called technological convergence. Think of it like this. You have all these different, powerful technologies developing on their own paths for years. And then, all of a sudden, they hit maturity at the same time and start to click together. The theory is that in 2026, we're going to see this happen with three massive pillars of AI development. Okay, so pillar number one is all about mobility. This is where AI basically jumps out of the data center and hits the open road. And we're not just talking about it as a cool feature, but as the entire operating system for how we move ourselves and all of our stuff around. What's really going to blow people's minds is how we'll actually interact with this stuff. You can just forget about fumbling with clunky menus on a screen. We are talking about a true Knight Rider moment. You'll be able to have a normal, natural conversation with your car, giving it really complex directions like, hey, take me somewhere cool up in the Hollywood Hills, somewhere with a great view. I mean, come on, that's not science fiction anymore. This is literally being tested right now.
And listen, we are not talking about some small little experiment here. The prediction is for a massive rollout, at least 100,000 fully autonomous robo-taxis by the end of 2026. Just to put that in perspective for you, that is more than the total number of yellow cabs driving around New York City right now. And a scale like that is only possible because of a really key difference in how these things are built.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got an approach where you take an existing car and you bolt on all this expensive custom gear like LIDAR, which is kind of like a radar system but with lasers. It's a complicated one-at-a-time job for every single vehicle. But on the other side, you've got a system that just uses cameras, and it's designed from day one to be built right into every car on the factory line. The key takeaway here is one word: scalability. One is born from mass production, while the other has a massive bottleneck built right into its DNA. Now, that same idea of scale applies to the world of logistics. And honestly, the impact here is even crazier. A semi-truck with a human driver is usually only on the road for about 6 hours a day because of safety regulations. An autonomous truck, though, it can run almost 24/7, pretty much only stopping to charge up and for maintenance. That huge jump in how much you can use the truck completely flips the economics on its head. A single autonomous truck could bring in up to $700,000 in revenue a year. That's more than triple what's possible today. This isn't just a small improvement. This is a fundamental disruption of the entire trucking industry as we know it. All right, so the second pillar takes AI off the roads and, well, it gives it hands and feet. We are talking about the arrival of the general-purpose humanoid robot, a machine that can actually do physical work in the real world.
And the timeline for this is just incredibly aggressive. We're not talking about something that's a decade away. The prediction is that the first units will start doing actual, useful work in factories in early 2026. Production is then expected to scale up by the middle of the year, and by the end of 2026, there should be a clear path to manufacturing 1 million of these robots per year. That pace is just staggering.
Now, what's so fascinating here is the psychological shift this causes. We've all gotten used to stationary AI, right? Like an Alexa speaker sitting on your kitchen counter. But talking to a physical, embodied AI that can walk around and pick things up, that's a whole different ballgame. It's the difference between HAL 9000 and C3PO. It could make working with AI feel completely natural, like working with another person. So we've got AI on wheels, and we've got AI on two legs. The third pillar is the brain that's powering all of it, the core AI model that is itself getting better and better at a truly exponential rate.
And the pace of improvement for this brain is just breathtaking. The forecast suggests we could see 2, maybe even 3 major jumps in AI capability in 2016 alone. Each new version would be a massive leap in intelligence, leading to models that might even have skills approaching what we call AGI, or artificial general intelligence. That's AI with human-like reasoning. It's the holy grail.
And that leads to this really critical idea, the undeniably better moment.
It's that point where you don't need to look at some complicated chart or benchmark to know the AI got smarter. The jump in performance is so obvious, so tangible in the real world, that everybody can see it and feel it. It just works.
So, when you combine these three pillars, you've got autonomous transport, you have physical robots, and you have this exponentially improving AI brain. The argument is that it's going to trigger a complete shift in perception, especially in how Wall Street values the companies that are making this all happen. So let's just recap the theory here. By the end of 2026, we could be looking at a world where AI is mastering transportation, it's starting to do physical labor at a massive scale, and it's all being powered by an AI brain that is getting smarter by the day. This convergence is what forces everyone to stop thinking car company and start thinking AI company.
So what does that reevaluation look like in dollars and cents? Well, the base case prediction puts the company's valuation at an incredible $2 trillion by the end of 2026. But according to this theory, that's just the beginning.
The bull case. This is the scenario where the Optimus robot proves it can actually work reliably and be built at scale. That pushes the number all the way up to $3 trillion. That's what happens when you add that second pillar, physical AI labor, into the mix. And finally, we have the most optimistic scenario. If all three pillars fire on all cylinders, autonomous fleets, scaled-up humanoid robots, and a massive breakthrough toward AGI, the potential valuation just explodes to an almost unbelievable $6 trillion. So, at the end of the day, we're left with this incredible question. Is 2026 really the year that AI rises? A genuine turning point driven by this perfect storm of new technologies? Or is this all just a speculative fantasy that's underestimating the huge real-world challenges ahead? You know, the only thing we know for certain is that the next couple of years are going to be absolutely fascinating to watch.